Hello YouTube, this is Cloud9 Nerd, and I'm bringing you a discussion video about the April 1st, 2015 ban list, and how it affects the two decks I've been playing, which are Qliphort and Zing. I want to go ahead and talk about Zing first, just because it's going to be the shorter part of the video. The main thing that happened on the list that affects our deck is Skill Drain and Vanities. Vanities, of course, being that card that does not let us play Yu-Gi-Oh! Now that it's down at 1. We can actually play Yu-Gi-Oh! And not have to fear the Vanities. Skill Drain was a card that a lot of Zing players, including myself, utilized. It was very handy. It does kind of hinder you a little bit with your monster's ability to synchro and forcing you to use a Big C every time you did synchro. It's not a big deal. Towards the end of me using Zings, I was actually thinking about swapping this out. So, I mean, it's not the biggest deal. And, of course, to replace that, I've been thinking about breakthroughs and chalices. I was talking about this in my last video. More so breakthroughs. I'm leaning towards breakthroughs now. Just because it's more versatile, I feel. Like the extra 400 damage is not that important when I play triple brutality. And being able to use, breakthrough skill twice, once when it's flipped and then once in the grave, is just... It's a better card in my opinion than Chalice. I'll definitely be maining 3 breakthroughs in Zings, at least in testing for now, until the meta develops or whatever, and then I'll see where I can take it from there. And the next biggest thing on the list is Crush Card. Zings actually can use Crush Card, not as effectively as other decks like Burning Abyss, but I mean, he's searchable. He's got 0 attack, and we can Crush Card. I've been thinking about... I haven't tested it at all. I don't know if I'm going to be mainly exciting it. Not sure yet. It's a very powerful card, still very potent. You still get to look at everything in your opponent's hand, and against Qliphort or Necros, you're gonna send everything. You're gonna destroy everything in their hand. Necros is not always the best idea to send everything in their hand to the grave, but nonetheless. The next big thing is Ring. I'm definitely going to be meaning Ring. Ring is very fun, and until I figure out all the mechanics about it, as far as its interaction with Qliphort goes, but I'm definitely going to be meaning this. More chainable is more good. And then the last thing I want to talk about in this list for Zing is this trap card right here. As I mentioned before, sending everything that a Necros player has from their hand to the grave isn't always the best. But this card makes your Necros matchup very, very fun. They don't search with their mirrors. You're not worried about Trish. And your Chiwin flows for free every turn. I feel like some players are going to be cutting, maybe not all 3 MSTs, but at least 1. And that makes this card very, very powerful. This is a Vanities against Ritual Beast and a Vanities against Infernoids. It also stops Dark Cloud, which hurts a lot. So... Imperial Wall, very good card. I'm not sure if I'm going to be... I doubt I'm going to be main decking it, but I'm definitely going to be citing it at least in 3s. At least until I can figure out a good deck list for Zings. But that about does it for Zings. I've been mainly testing Qli's, just because they're the more competitive of the 2 decks. And Qli's got the shaft this list, as I'm sure you guys are aware of. Scout went to 2 and Sacrifice went to 1. I've been trying a lot of different things to correct this. And the main thing that I've been trying is Soul Transition. I main 3 of these, and with 2 Pot of Dualities and triple upstarts, this card is actually really, really good. Your deck is... Get that blur out of there. Your deck is a lot slower, but this card actually gives us some speed. And the tribute effect, if you tribute a carrier or helix off the disruption on your opponent's turn, is very, very welcome, at least for me. So it's been testing okay, but there's definitely other stuff I wanted to test. And the main thing I wanted to test is this card right here, Swords at Dawn. It's an old rare from Shadow Specters. It got a reprint in the Noble Knight box set. And for those of you who don't know what this card does, it reads, target 1 equipped spell card in your graveyard and 1 appropriate monster on the field. That's the cost. Equip the equipped spell card to the monster. Destroy that equipped card during the end phase. If you activate this card, you cannot special summon for the rest of the turn, and you can only activate 1 Swords at Dawn per turn. Now, the way I see it, the alternative to this is Hidden Armory, and Hidden Armory shaves the card off the top of your deck. And I feel like if you play Hidden Armory, it almost obligates you to play Pot of Riches, because Qliphort play a very low monster count as it is, and getting our monsters in the graveyard is not good. I've seen a lot of players, main deck even Blackhorn and Solemn Warning, so our monsters are hitting the grave more and more. So if you play the Hidden Armory version, I almost feel obligated to play Pot of Riches, and I don't want to dedicate, 3-4 slots to Hidden Armory and Pot of Riches. I'd rather play 3 of these. They're very handy. As a rate, you can special summon for the rest of the turn, so you can still Pendulum, activate this card, and equip the sacrifice that's in your grave, and tribute, and go from there. Your disc is not going to be able to special more, but that's fine, because more than likely we'll be going for stealth or something. So it's still a very handy card. I have not been able to test play this yet. As I said, I've mostly been using the soul transitions, just because I feel like they're more consistent, but I'll definitely be giving this a try, and I'll let you guys know how it works out. Now, as far as the cards that were hit on the ban list that directly affects Qliphort is, again, these two. I'm actually glad this got hit. I hate having to run this, and even now I'm running this at 1 just because it can still be an auto win against some decks if they can't respond to it. Unfortunately, I got to play this. Skill Drain. Skill Drain hurts a lot. I'd say it's the card that actually hurts the most besides Scout. Just, blanket effect negation, hurting our opponent and boosting ourselves is that's what any deck wants to play. And I believe like the alternative to Skill Drain is Recreate, and this card just does not even begin to compare to Skill Drain. The fact that it starts a chain or whatever means that your opponent is more than likely going to get their effect off anyway. You can recycle it if you bounce it back with stealth and make it almost an infinite resource. Bounce it back a couple times and you get free breakthroughs, a free searchable breakthrough. But it's so lackluster, and if it stays on the board, your opponent puts pressure on you and you can't go for stealth. You see an opening, you're going to go for game. This card's just going to be sitting there doing nothing. And not only that, but directly it actually conflicts with Soul Transition, because you normal summon a level 4 monster, its effect gets negated, and then it's not a level 4 monster that you contribute for Soul Transition. So it's not the best, but nonetheless, I'm main decking it. A free breakthrough is a free breakthrough, a free searchable breakthrough. So goes for that. As far as the skill drain goes, I did think about these two cards, mainly the Chalice, because I feel like the Chalice is more versatile in Qliphort than Breakthrough is. There's not really too many effects that your opponent's going to be using that you're going to worry about. This is just for those cases. I'm still going to be main decking the one skill drain. And the fact that this makes your Qliphort, your little Qliphort 28 and your big Qliphort 32, and any other modifiers that you get from your skills, I feel like that's really, really powerful. So as for now, I'm test playing 2 of these as main deck. I'm not trying to over main stuff, flood my deck with stuff I don't need. So it's been testing out good. Being a quick play, being able to hit stuff in the damage step is really good. And then the last thing I want to talk about is this card right here, Storm. Ever since Sacrifice went to 1, I've been iffy about it. I just straight took it out, and there have been some times where I missed it. It still has a little bit of utility in the deck, but without being able to plus off of it, it isn't that good. You actually can plus off of it with an MST or with this card right here. And I'm not 100% sure on the interactions with these two. I've done it where I've had this set from the previous turn. I activate Storm, and I'll chain this. But as far as I know, the chain resolves. Sacrifice comes face down, and this destroyed this. So you don't get your Sacrifice Surge. Well, it doesn't come face down. It comes face up. You have to be able to quit with Swords at Dawn. So that's the other thing. Like, if you don't have an appropriate target, this combo doesn't work. So yeah, YouTube, that's it. That's all the stuff I have right now. I haven't touched the Zings yet. I will, and I'll be doing an updated deck profile for this new format. I have been messing with Qliphort, and I'll give you the raw deck profile that I'm using right now It is very subject to change. A lot of stuff in there is just thrown in there just to fill in, see what I can get away with. And I'm just going to take it from there. So stay tuned for the next videos, you guys, and see you at the next one.